Hammerlock's office? Sorry, he's in conference. Oh, that's different. Mike, wake up, it's a soft drink in trouble.
I let him talk. Brand X? Never heard of it. They had a problem. Someone was killing their sales. I had a problem. To find out who. Me. Mike Hammerlock. Private Eye. It was going to be a tough case. I gave up filters for the duration. I needed facts. I had them. Close to my chest. In 9 years, the sale of all soft drinks was up 37%.
That's a lot?
I told her yes.
But what about Brand X?
I told her the truth.
But why?
Why? Like this other company. Sales up 100.
Gosh.
Fountain sales up 295%.
Gee.
Nearly 10 billion bottles sold a year.
Here? Could this other company, could they be?
Could they be what? The trouble with Brand X? One thing I knew. They were growing faster than any company in the history of soft drinks.
Mike, what are you thinking? Must you always be so strong and silent?
What was I thinking? That I had to learn this company. What? How they sold it. Why everyone wanted it. The answer to the problem of Brand X had to be inside Pepsi-Cola.
Mike, whatever you do, be careful.
I started at the source, the bottler's hideout. Streamlined, stacked, beautiful. A couple of the boys were dumping concentrate. How did they make it? They weren't talking. But I saw how they handled it, like liquid gold. Put it in steel tanks, clean as a hospital, on cleaning day. Why? Another tough one. No people. Where was the mob? Empty bottles being taken for a ride. Where to? The machine was boss. Bottles didn't have a chance. The bottles were being taken to the cleaners. Sterilized. Boiled. When they were sprung, still on parole, every bottle inspected by eye. Then, the filler. $500 bottles a minute. Another finger man, an electronic eye, looking for a speck of dust inside a bottle. Saw a man in white. Tailed him to a chemistry set on wheels. Learned these buggies visit every plant on Earth. Check the finished drink for color, flavor, purity. Was I up against something too tough to handle? Modern methods. Efficiency. Quality. Automation. Gadgets that heist 50 cases at a time. Trucks that haul hundreds of cases at a load. Where was it going? Who was the brain in charge of getting it there? There was only one way to find out. I was tailing a dangerous type. Mouthpiece of the outfit. A salesman. He'd put up that big display. He serviced it at every call. He'd put up that second display. Cunningly placed. Convenient. Attractive. Yes, the salesman was the guy who'd stashed the Pepsi in every kind of store. He was the party to watch. Another fact fell in place. Pepsi-Cola was a big deal in the home market. Couldn't let the scent get cold. Discovered salesmen put the product everywhere people go. Learned that biggest boost in Pepsi sales was with young adults. In the upper brackets, the big money crowd. Another clue. Pepsi-Cola was a family affair. Good grief. Even the attendant was pushing it. By the case. Shopping center. High class. You gotta know the angles. Be inconspicuous. Ha! The syndicate machine had broken down. One of the boys giving it the go-over like a cool jeweler with a hot watch. But no, a phony clue. Found they do this every time the machine is filled. Check it out. Give the works the works. See no customer loses a slug, fails to get the drink he wants. Care, detail, nothing left to chance. No wonder Brand X was feeling the squeeze. Back in the office. Good news. Brand X had sent the check. Bad news. Public relations. On their payroll, Miss America, making friends for them. Junior Chamber of Commerce golf and tennis tournaments. Bob Hope. I wasn't laughing. Big Pepsi stakeout at Disneyland. Even in Russia, Pepsi-Cola picked to show off America at the Moscow Trade Fair.
Did you see those ads?
How could I miss them? In medical journals, the top magazines. They had class, luxury, years ahead of their time. Nothing too good for them. With ads like this, they hadn't reached the public. They'd captured it. Fantastic. Disastrous. Tried not to think how many people saw those ads each month.
1 million? 2 million? 144 million each month?
Plus the millions more who listened to the radio, watched TV. How did it add up? A quality drink, available everywhere. Only one hope left. Was anyone drinking it?
What are you thinking, Mike?
I was wondering how far I could stretch the expense account. To learn who drank it, I'd have to go around the world. London. It was full of Englishmen. Buckingham Palace, front entrance. Buckingham Palace, back entrance. Who was drinking it? Kings and queens. And a few million ordinary poppers in. Left England, popped over to the continent. Tried Germany. Beautiful spot in the Rhineland. Found people walking. For kicks. Why? A plot to make them thirsty. What could I tell my client? That all Europe drinks Pepsi? Or tell him now I knew where frankfurters came from? One thing no private eye can stand. A sneaky camel. Saw the Sphinx. Someone else who wasn't talking. Egypt looked like trouble. West Africa looked worse. Ghana. Saw 30,000 cases of Pepsi bottles hit the beach. The rival mob was muscling in on more territory. Lots of angles to figure here. The fetish priest blessing the Pepsi-Cola. Pouring a libation. Brand X and gin. I nearly cried. My own libation didn't help. Africa still had plenty of Pepsi to go around. Darkest Africa, 1,000 miles from nowhere. Pepsi-Cola? Yes. Brand X? Not a chance. To the east. Bangkok, Thailand. Very foreign country. Soft drink crazy. Oceans of empties. Saw why it got that moniker, Venice of the Far East. A Pepsi truck? It couldn't be. But there he was again. Cool, calm, knew what he was doing. He didn't take me, but I was onto him. In any language, still a Pepsi salesman. Siam. Did Pepsi outsell Brand X? It outsold everyone. I went down under. Sydney, Australia. What was his angle, dolling up a Sheila? To sell more Pepsi. Hadn't they sold enough? A restaurant on an office building. Sydney oysters, greatest in the world. Oysters and Pepsi. Oh, it would break my client's heart. Pepsi-Cola salesman? Was I following them, or were they tailing me? They were everywhere. Hong Kong. Fujiyama. How had Pepsi done it? Evidence was piling up, and some of it made sense. Pepsi was in nearly 90 countries. You had to bow to their achievement. Brand X could forget the foreign market. For good. I was on the last leg of my journey. Stopped off in Honolulu. Looked it over. It looked bad. San Francisco. Saw them turn the cable cars. Someone had turned them into Pepsi salesmen. Arizona. Country club, very high type. Hideaway of a certain president, golf player. Miami. The Fontainebleau, champagne for breakfast type hotel. High-class people. Something told me I was getting hot. The doll was cool, chic, compact. But that was another case. Washington, D.C. Fun and Pepsi. It figured. Who was the mark this time? Impossible. They wouldn't believe it. New York, New York. The world's largest soft drink plant. Park Avenue, world headquarters of the Pepsi Empire. Saw a couple. Something about them struck home. What was it? Told the man to follow that cab. They were young, fair, debonair. The same story. High-type joints, high-type people. One more thing I had to know. Was Pepsi-Cola getting too high-type? Had a few bucks left. Decided to blow them all at the county fair. People, by the thousands, having a wonderful time. Something told me the solution was near. I kept my eyes open. It was no time to miss a clue. What was the answer? My heart pumped faster. I was nearly there. Was this the missing link that could wrap up the whole case? Saw people feeling thirsty and sociable. Pepsi was dishing out more than a soft drink. Sociability itself? The pleasures of refreshment? The answer was here. Pepsi was giving the world good times. Spun around in my head. Everything I'd seen was going around in circles. But the facts were straight. Pepsi-Cola was everywhere. Wherever I went, wherever I looked, where people were thirsty, felt sociable, Pepsi salesmen put it, advertised it, made it desirable. Half a billion drinkers couldn't be wrong. Pepsi-Cola. They had the product, know-how, leadership, drive. I'd seen the proof. Nothing could stop them now. I was finished. Washed up. Beat. But there was one more chore.
Chief, it's Brand X. They're screaming for your report.
I gave it to them. Straight. If you can't lick 'em, I said, join 'em.